Hi, I'm Alan Fleur, and this is how hiring happens, showing you behind the scenes of what we're saying when you're not there. Now, this is part one of a three-part episodes on career fairs. In this part one, we're going to be talking about what you do before the career fair. Part two will cover what you do the day of the fair, and part three will cover what you do after the career fair. So, I'm here in front of a very nice vertical construction at a university we'd all know, probably a lab being built, I suspect. So what do you do before the career fair? We're sitting here in the beginning of September. Your career fair is probably a couple weeks to several weeks out. What you want to do to prepare to give yourself the best experience is a couple of things. Number one, first, your resume. Make sure your resume is in good shape. Make sure there's no spelling errors. Make sure there's no grammatical errors. Make sure that your name, address, phone number is there. Make sure your LinkedIn profile link is there. Make sure your year of graduation is there. If we're looking to hire you as an intern or as a permanent person at the end of the school year, we need to know that. Also, make sure your resume covers things like a part-time job. I can't tell you how many times somebody has left off a part-time job and I ask them about it and they respond that they didn't put it on because it didn't have anything to do with their major. I understand that. But what it does do is it tells us you've had a job. That's very important. We want to know you've had responsibilities, whether it's retail, worked in a grocery store, a restaurant, in an office setting, whatever. You want to put that down. Also, when you put that down, most people will say, I provided great customer service. That's fine. The other thing you should do is put down the things that had to deal with people. Most of you that have had these jobs have had to deal with an irritated customer. You've had to solve a problem. Make that a bullet point. Great example, I was talking with a gentleman that worked at a pawn shop for a couple of years, and he said, provided excellent customer service. I was talking with him and I found out that he had to appraise collections. And I said, you ever have to deal with somebody that brings in a stamp collection, a coin collection, they think it's worth $10,000, $20,000, you do your appraisal and you find out it's only worth $500? And he said, I do that all the time. I said, put that down in a bullet point. That tells us you've got negotiating skills, you've got communication skills, you've got the ability to solve problems. That's very important. Now, the resume should also be one page. If it is 2 pages, make sure it's not stapled, front and back. Why? Because when we get back and done with the job fair, we're going to scan in all those resumes. And if yours is stapled and one of the pages gets lost, it normally is lost for good. So have it on both sides if it's 2 pages. If it's just 1 page, put it there. Now, the other things you want to do your research on the companies that are going to be there. How do you do this? Go to your career center. If you have an engineering career center, go there. They might have a list of past attendees. If they don't, that's fine. You will get a list of the companies that will be attending probably a week, maybe 2 weeks before your career fair. Go down, check the companies that you're interested in, look a couple of them up. You want to meet as many of them as you can, but you want to target 3 to 5 that you really want to talk with, that are really lined up with what you want to do. This is vertical construction from the ground up. If you're interested in heavy civil engineering from the ground below, you want to target those companies. Go check out their websites. Spend 5 minutes on each. That's all you need to do. Make a note of one project that you have seen on the website. You can mention it the day of the career fair. So that covers the resume. And when you do print the resume, print extras. If you're going to print 10, print 15. If you're going to print 15, print 20. Why? Because you don't want to come up to me without a resume. We'll talk more about that in episode 2. So you've done your research, and you've got your resume done, and you've also got the list of companies you want to see. You're most of the way there. So that's what you do before the career fair. In episode 2, we'll cover the day of the career fair, and episode 3, what you do after. I'm Alan Fleur. This is how hiring happens.